I resent my job, and I don't like admitting that, because this is the career that I've worked really hard for. On paper, it looks really good, it looks respectable, and it sounds successful. But lately, I can feel the resentment building. I'm a primary care doctor in New Zealand. I'm contracted to work 20 hours a week. I'm also one of the owners of the practice. In reality, I work about 40 hours a week, and if I'm completely honest, the job itself probably needs closer to 60. And I know 40 hours doesn't sound like much, especially in medicine. I've worked triple-digit weeks before, and I've done 80-hour weeks quite often. So part of me feels actually a little bit ridiculous even saying it out loud. But it's not complaining about the hours, it's more what those hours actually are and what they represent in my life right now. They're certainly not show up and coast kind of hours. They are high level, constant decision making where every minute matters. It's cognitive load all the time. And in medicine, of course, you can't just ignore things. You can't sweep them under the carpet. If something matters, you have to deal with it there and then. And being an owner, if it takes longer, of course I just do it because there's no one else coming to do the work for me. So perhaps the real issue isn't the 40 hours. It's that it doesn't stay in a confined bucket in 40 hours. It creeps all over the show. It creeps into my evenings, it creeps into weekends, it creeps into my personal time, and certainly into my mental space. I open my inbox and there are blood results, tasks, follow-ups, and I know that everything's not urgent, and certainly most things can probably wait, and I certainly try to prioritize. But then I find that there is this element of chasing, people coming after me for, have you seen this? Any update? Can you respond? And quite often I'm batting away those kinds of tasks as well. So there's a sort of message that seems to come through, or that I seem to interpret, is that the job matters more than my own time. And obviously that's where a boundary needs to come in. But it's hard to do in real life, I'm finding. I don't resent the patients. That's the part I actually love. And I certainly don't resent my colleagues. I love the people I work with, and they are, along with my patients, the reason why I go into work every day. I resent the situation. And I think I sometimes resent myself for letting the line blur, for letting 20 become 40, and for letting 40 feel like 60. And it's not about the money. That's a whole nother video, probably. It's about the fact that it's that encroachment into my personal time and my mental space. I don't go away at weekends because I know I'll have to take my laptop and I'll end up working. It's when I'm there with my kids, I'm physically there, but I'm mentally still at work. And I'm certainly not afraid of hard work. I mean, this is my 26th year of being a doctor. I didn't get here by being a bit afraid of hard work. But of course, it's that thought of looking back in 10 years' time and realizing I've traded presence for productivity, and I don't want this to be the season where technically I had time but I wasn't really there. And lately, when the workload piles up, I notice something else, that sense of overwhelm. I find it harder to focus, and I'm usually pretty good at focusing, but overwhelm certainly makes it more difficult. It's certainly not laziness. It's like a saturation of my brain space, and that feeling of giving more than I agreed to give, or more than I can give, really, and still feeling like it's not enough. I don't think it's just medicine either. I think a lot of us start giving more than we agreed to give, and it probably happens quite slowly, and it's pretty insidious, I think. And then at some point it becomes normal. And then one day we wake up and we don't even remember where the line was, or who we are, or what boundaries, what even are boundaries. So yeah, I've been thinking a bit about this resentfulness, and I think resentment doesn't automatically mean quit. Although if I'm honest, and actually today was one of those days, some days that thought does go through my mind. Why am I doing this job? And maybe I should just quit. But I try and put a positive spin on it. And I think the resentment is data. It's information. It's a signal that there's something not quite aligned. And I think the 40 hours is doable if it was contained in a normal working week, for example, if there was some containment to it. But it's this mental bleed into everything else, into the rest of my life, that makes it unsustainable. So yeah, maybe the question isn't should I quit? Maybe the question is what needs to change. Maybe it's a boundary or boundaries. Maybe it's having a conversation. Maybe it's structure. Maybe it's an expectation. Maybe it's my own expectation, expectations of others. I haven't really nutted this out yet. I'm sort of doing this in real time. I certainly don't have a neat solution. But if you've ever felt this way, like your job has slowly expanded beyond what you're willing to give or what you've agreed to give, then please, I'd love to know. And what are you giving that you never actually signed up for? I think there's an awful lot of that in jobs these days, isn't there? That creep. And sometimes it's not even creep. Sometimes it's quite obvious. 3 people resign and you're doing 4 people's work all of a sudden. Yeah, if this kind of conversation resonates with you, then let me know in the comments. And if you want to explore this kind of thing with me in real time, along with me, you're not going to find any hustle culture or productivity hacks. Just me and my viewers, hopefully. Real conversations about work, identity, life, and please feel free to subscribe and stick around. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so please subscribe if you like what you hear. I have a feeling it's probably not a one-off conversation. I think I'm on a bit of a roll with this kind of video, and I've got some really positive feedback in the comments so far in my other videos, so thank you very much. I don't think I'm the only one feeling like this, so please subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one.